should be good right now. Okay, so right now I'm in Hemet, California. So you want to pay off my 5K in debt? No, I'm not paying off anyone's fucking debt. You kidding me? I love you, Jade. Hashtag no homo. But no, I'm not paying off anyone else's debt. That was my debt. But it wasn't even my debt. It was all ill-founded. And no, it's not like I got $43,000 in cash and paid it off. What'd you do? Tell me what you did. What you did. Yeah, what did you do? No, so it's my child support thing. Now, I mean, technically, I still have to, do the whole court date and shit, but I'm gonna be doing that over the phone. That's just to finalize all the shit. But everything's good to go, and we're both on the same page with the whole thing, and it's basically just a formality at this point. But everything's good to go. Everything's been filed. We're good to go. We're good to go. So no. Oh man, that must hurt. It kind of sucks that the court date's not until June though. What in the absolute fuck are you doing, dude? I was hoping it would be sooner, but it's not, so I do lose out on some money there. So here's the thing. Allegedly, I owe child support $43,000. And they wanted me to close. That's a full ass 10-hour shift. Fuck, dude. Being on your fucking feet all day for that? Jesus Christ. I mean, you gotta make that money, you know what I'm talking about? You gotta make that cheddar. Yeah, so $43,000 Riverside County in the state of California said that I owed in back child support, which I didn't. And so we went through all the motions, brought my ex-wife with me. I spent the whole day with her, and we Jesus Christ, man, learn how to fucking drive, dude. Anyway, you should. If only you saw what I saw just now. That guy was driving like an idiot. Anyway, so. Oh God. So we went down. We filled out all the paperwork. She agreed. She signed, and we have to just finalize this shit with the court. But so that's what we're doing now. The downside is, so my tax returns every single year. My tax returns are taken by the child support services because we're using that to pay off the debt or whatever, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me, dude? So what is owed to the state is like $1,000. So I'm getting $3,000 back for my thing. So that's going straight to what's owed. But here's the kicker. The account's closed, so it's not enforced or anything. The state's gonna take what they take out of my tax return to pay themselves, So that $1,000. So that other $2,000, what happens to that? Well, because this court date, until this court date is taken care of and everything's finalized and the past due amount goes to zero, that amount is still there. So until June 12th, I still owe $43,000. So when my tax return does come in, it'll be applied to that whole amount, which means that Brandy will probably get it, my ex-wife, which really fucking sucks, dude. Because at that point, everything is gonna be zeroed out. She's not supposed to get anything, but they'll probably fucking send her the because of the timeline of it. It's like everything's good to go, but because the court date is so far out, the office that handles that money, they're not going to realize it until June. But the money is going to come in May. So when the money comes in and they give it, like they do whatever with it, the state takes some, then they send the rest to Brandy. I'm going to be like, it's supposed to be zero. Because in April, we zeroed the whole thing out. But they don't know that because, nothing's been finalized through the courts. So that dollar amount is still there. So I don't know. I gotta figure shit out and I gotta call them and see, hey, where's this money gonna go once this happens? Because this is kind of where we're at. Because it should come to me. That's my fucking money. All I owe the state's $1,000. So give me the other two. That's $2,000, man. It's $2 fucking grand. So the state will take it, and then we'll see what happens. So one of two things will happen. Either the state will take it, apply the $1,000 to themselves, so that they get their money, and then the other $2,000. One of two things will happen with it. They'll either send it to my ex-wife, or they will release it to me. So either me or her will get $2,000. If she gets it, it's like, hey, that $2,000 that the state sent you, you're not supposed to have it. It's supposed to be for me. Because the whole time, if I explain it to her, she's like, okay. She's not going to give me my fucking money, so I'd have to take her to court. By the time I take her to court, she would have spent every single penny of that money. So, and it's like, and I'm not going to be able to get anything back from her. So, it's whatever. If that were to happen, it's like, that's $2,000 that just vanished. So, whatever. If that were to happen, I'm not going to worry about it right this second. I'm going to try to get a hold of DCFS or whatever they're called. DSSFF, whatever acronym that they're fucking using today. And the only nice manager was there. Yes! Get rid of it. Get out of it. So if you were doing that, you had no idea what I just said. Because I just went into this long explanation of what I just did today. Or have been doing since... Oh, I'm out in California. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah. This fucking shithole state. Like, the state has gone downhill so much. Oh, okay. Nope, wait, nope what? Nope, you didn't hear me? Or nope, you did hear me? You were on hold. Yeah, I've been out here. Well, he doesn't live out here. He lives up in Washington. He came down to visit, and because he was coming out, I was like, well, it's the perfect time for me to come out to take care of this shit with his mom, so I get to hang out with him. Because usually what I'll do is like a month in advance, I'll get a plane ticket to Washington. So once a month for a week, but between 5 to 7 days, I'll head up there, and while he's in school, I'll go to work, get off work, hang out with him. So, but things are gonna be fine. So I gotta be busy as fuck. I gotta make some fucking money, man. I gotta make some money, because when this is filed and everything's done in June, it's gonna be like the next month after. Sometime in either August or in July, one of those 2 months, it'll hit my credit report, my credit score. So that $43,000 that is back owed will disappear. The downside is all the late balances and this, that, like the history of the balance, that's all still going to be there, unfortunately. Which, it's actually, those things hurt more than the actual dollar amount. People don't care how much money you owe, they just care about, are you paying on it? And obviously, the situation was, long story short, we're so fucked, obviously I wasn't. Because I shouldn't have been, because I fucking, that was money that anyway, from me. So, I could've, like, I talked to them about it, and it's like, look, I have documentation and shit. I was like, yeah, I got documentation and shit. Like, it was fraud. Like, she was double dipping. She got child support from me, told the state that she wasn't getting child support. So it's like, what the fuck? And they're like, well, yeah, you're right. That is fraud, but there's nothing we can do about it. You have to sue her for it if you want the money. Well, I'm not going to get it from her. And it's like, the state shouldn't have fucking paid out in the first place, and y'all have been fucking stealing money from me. And it's like, well, it's like this, it's like everything was still applied to me. It's so fucked. It's, anyway, but it's taken care of now. This was the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do was to have me and her come to an agreement, cancel the thing out, and do all this. So, and that's where I'm at today. I'm at with all this shit. So, I'm feeling good. Now that it's filed. Now I have to serve her, and I have to serve child support. So I'm probably gonna have someone I know in town. You know, we know everybody. They're gonna be the ones to mail off the shit. Like, I already have the envelopes and shit. I already have the paperwork. They just have to fill out a little form and then mail everything. So sometime like between July and August, it'll hit my credit score. So my credit score will drastically shift. Not a crazy amount, because the history will still be there, unfortunately. But once that dollar amount is gone, it will jump my credit score up. So I should be able to buy a house with my VA loan. But here's the thing, people are gonna look at me and be like, Mace, why are you gonna buy a house? Why are you gonna buy a house? It's like, you don't make a whole lot of money. It's like, dude, for what I pay in my apartment complex, I'd pay much less in a mortgage. Between rent and utilities, I would save money in a house. Like, per month. And also, that money would, you know, when that money's going to something that you own, something that's your home, you know, I'd much rather do that. Yeah, I think I'd save about $300 a month home instead of rented one. That's per month. Obviously, I would still owe on that, especially when you have a family, you know. Oh shit. Hold on. You were writing and I was driving. Let me take a look. What'd you say? Like 6 or so, but that's just because I have no credit history at all. Especially, dude, credit's fucking, like, mine's, like, it's weird. It was at like 630 about 3-4 years ago. And then with this whole child support shit, it's been every month it gets lower and lower. And it's weird because it'll jump up and down. It does this weird rubber banding thing. So it'll jump up and then it'll go down. It'll jump up and then it'll go down. It'll jump up and then it'll go down. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? So it usually hovers between like 450 and 550. Like it goes between there. Like every other month it goes up and then it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. Somewhere in that range. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of the shit that's being reported by the child support services. So the biggest thing is getting that removed. Getting that removed is the biggest thing. Now that this debt is taken care of, I have other debts. Do not get me. Well, you should get. Wait. Well, all right. So when you're just starting out with credit, especially when you're young, the banks that I was with when I was 18, they didn't really have this as an option. I was with Washington Mutual, which it's not even a bank anymore. But so I was at Washington Mutual years ago, and they didn't have a secure credit card. So what a secure credit card is it acts like a credit card. It reports to your credit agencies and all that stuff, but that it's not like, it's like, how do I explain it? It's like you load money on with like $400 or $500 on it. And then when you use the card, it acts like a credit card transaction, but then it takes out the money that's loaded onto it. So it's like at the end of the month, that money that's all pending and set aside for that, it'll take from that. So, you know, and you know, a lot of them, there's zero interest. So you're not, you know, it's just like a credit bill. Recommend, like, even if, like, I think the minimum for most banks, it's like $300. No, it's like, all right, so it's like a debit card in how it acts, and how you, all right, so the way that you would use it day to day, it's like a debit card. However, now this is where it gets weird. This is why people don't make a lot of sense with it. A secure credit card is different than a regular credit card, and it's also different than a debit card. You load money onto it, yeah, so we look at it, oh, well, you load money onto it, it's basically a gift card. It's basically like a debit card. You can look at it that way, but all that matters is how is the transaction history on that card reported. And it's reported like a credit card because of how the money's moved around. Because, so, you scan the card like a credit card. Oh, I'm gonna pay for this in credit. Credit card, bam, right? And then what happens? End of the month rolls by, all those transactions finally hit the card, but they were already like set aside pending on that card anyway, so the money was accounted for, right? Because you can't go over your limit on it. And so then it pulls all that money out to pay off the debt, right? So it does two things when you use it. You're using credit, which means that you're borrowing money, and then when you pay it off, then you're showing a payment history. And this dude behind me is like, what the fuck, dude? Sorry, you just wrote something, but I got this dude like behind me. Write something again so I can see what you said before. Dude, I don't know what you want from me, man. This fucking town sucks, man. I hate fucking Hammond. I'm like going like the speed limit, which is 60 on this road. Can't stand is fucking bumper stickers, man. I'm the type of person that'll do a shit ton of research before I get into something like a credit card. That's why no one in Connecticut can drive. Well, yeah, he was like, I'm going 60, I'm going the speed limit, and this dude's like fucking like hugging my butthole. Like, really, man? You really gonna do that today? So, was I? Yeah, no one can fucking drive in California. Oh yeah, yeah. Do your research on a secure card, a secured credit card. Because with regular credit cards, especially when you're just starting out, if you have no credit history, you might as well have bad credit. So a lot of the times when you get a credit card, the interest rate is gonna be ridiculous. The interest rate's gonna be like fucking 20% or some shit. And credit cards are fucked up, man. They are really fucked up. Like the way that they move money around and shit. It's like, so let's say, oh, my bill is on, my bill is due on the 1st, okay? I'm gonna pay my bill on the 30th of this month. So when it rolls over to the 1st, it's paid. It's paid. So what they do is they take the money that you paid to pay your balance or whatever, but then they move the money so it looks like you didn't really pay until 3 days later. So like you didn't pay until the 2nd or the 3rd. You know, you always have to, when you do credit cards, you want to pay like a week in advance. Like when it's your due date, you want to pay well enough in advance. They don't count weekends. They count weekends against you, but not for you. It's weird. Money's fucked up, man. Like when you really look into it, banks, they're fucking people over. But they're fucking us over because they're kind of allowed to. And all that information, it's right there for us to see. But we don't read the fine print. We don't look into shit, you know? So it's kind of our fault, you know? It's like, this is years and years and years of me being the one that just got the ass end of it, you know? Because I didn't bother paying attention. And then after experiencing all the shit end of shit, I finally looked into it and I'm like, you know what, yeah, you're right, I gotta do this. I gotta do this right, you know? So Michael's with his mom and my mom's friend Kim, and they're at the DMV right now because my ex-wife is trying to get her license. So hopefully she passes her written exam. I don't know if she will. Like, I have a lot of faith in her. She's made a lot of growth and stuff, but they kind of sprung it up on her. Like, yeah, my family's out here and they want to help her, but like, maybe if we would have known about this a week in advance, she could have studied. But she hasn't had any study time, so I'm just trying to be realistic. I don't have a whole lot of faith in that her passing today. You know, I feel bad for even saying that, but hey, man, it's true. Oh, he's right there. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no one's here right now, so I'm just gonna and my mom didn't even bother. My grandma said I could just get a credit card and spend like $20 a month to book rent. That's a good idea too. My sister doesn't have her license. She's failed the test like 5 times. Well, I was talking to my ex-wife. Every time that she went to the DMV to do her written exam, she was fucking high. Well, because she's been sober for a year now. She's been in a program. So, and she was telling me, my mom, like, well, yeah, to be honest, every time I ever went to the DMV to go do my written exam, I was like high as fuck. And I'm like, yo, so you're fucking loaded. You know, she was shooting meth. I don't know if she was shooting, snorting, or what. She was doing something with meth. But it's like, you know, if I were a betting man, I would have bet money that if either me or her, if one of us was going to get into some shit like that, I always thought it would be me. I always thought that I would be the one that would be tempted to go down that fucked up road. But it's like, I had my shit together. And it's like, for years, Brandy kept telling me, you know, we kept fighting. You know, I wanted custody of Michael. I wanted him to live with me. I wanted to be able to raise him because I spent so many years in the Army off not being able to be with him. And I spent so many years, like, having her tell me that I wasn't good, or, you know, like, that was the big argument, is that, oh, you can't handle Michael, or you can't be around him, or you're not going to be a good enough dad, and all this stuff. Come to find out that she's been shooting up fucking meth. That she's been fucking drinking, like, until late hours of the night. Like, I found so much fucked up shit out when this CPS shit happened for the 3rd time this last time. I found out all this crazy shit, and I'm like, so after all of that, after everything, after so many years of being told that I'm a piece of shit, and that you know, it's like I'm the one that actively tries, and then I find out that you were that one. Like, you were projecting everything, you know? And the fucked up thing is, like, her mom would co-sign her bullshit. Her mom, for years, would like, oh, yeah, Brandon, yeah, you can't, you're not going to be able to handle him, this, that, and the other. And it's like, I got it, okay? I'm his fucking dad, all right? And her mom was, like, oblivious to all of it. It's like, even today, it's like, I was on the phone with her mom. And this is right after the CPS shit happened and the kids all got moved around. And Michael was sent off to my mom. And I was like, what the hell? Like, you failed, like, a drug test 3 times in a row. It's like, what the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? Actually, like, what the fuck, man? And her mom was like, oh no, I was in there with her. She said that she passed. And I'm like, I just got off the phone with CPS. They notified me that you fucking failed it, which is why we need to get Michael and get him out of that environment. Like, that. Why do you think CPS is calling me? Why do you think that Michael's not going to be living with you anymore? You know? And the mom just acts like it's nothing. Like, oh no, she passed, she's good. It's like the same thing with fucking Brandy's ex, the one with the other 2 kids that she has. It's like his mom acts like he does nothing wrong. She acts like my mom, like, don't get me wrong, my mom will defend me. But at the same time, my mom would be the first motherfucking person to call me out if I'm doing something dumb. That's what gets me. It's like, why can't you just be fucking honest? Yeah, like, defend your kids and shit. But if your kid's fucking around, if your kid's not doing the right shit, then why are you gonna act like they are? You know, why is Val, Alex's mom, why is she fucking acting like he's like the greatest thing in the world when he fucking when he's the one that's shooting up, when he's the one that doesn't have a job, when he's the one convincing my ex-wife to go after me for child support that I already paid. It's like, oh yeah, just tell them that you haven't received anything since he was born, and they'll give you money. And it's like, and then we can just take it out of his check every month. And to think that I wouldn't notice? Also, he could just not have a job? Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, God, the traffic coming back is gonna... I should not have come down here. Great. Well, no one's at the house right now, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go get some rock stars for me and my mom, but... It's like this whole fucking thing, man. It's like I look back at it and it's like I've done everything, man. I've done everything. I've busted my ass. I've done everything I could to fucking improve my lot in life. You know, I do what I gotta do for my kids. You know? And I have motherfuckers that want to fucking try to take hold. Motherfuckers that want to take advantage. Oh fuck, this place is super hard to get into. This gas station here. So, California's real strict with their double yellows for traffic wise. So there's a double yellow here, there's a double yellow there. There's no entrance on this side. So even if I was on the other side of the road, you can't get into the gas station. There's literally one entrance, one exit, and it's right there. So the only way I can get into this gas station is I have to go make a left, eventually make a U-turn, and then come back to the gas station. What the fuck, man? Also, gas is $4 a gallon out here. And I was bitching when it was like $3.20 out there. So, yeah, gas has been